Shalom, all praises Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua Ba'ashim Rakakodash. Double honor to the apostles, elders of great millstones, salute to sincere brothers out there of the hopeful elect. All right. And the other day, man, when I was at work, on my job, I do construction. A lot of brothers in the camp are laborers in the construction field, general construction field. All right. And I work with some guys from that are of Irish descent, and some people that are actually from Irish. And one of my coworkers, who's from Ireland, told me that out there in Europe, they're doing 4-day work weeks. Certain countries out there doing 4-day work weeks. They're doing it in the UK right now. Some companies are doing 4-day work weeks. It's big in Denmark, right? And they're getting paid. They're getting paid as if they worked 40 hours. Some of them might be doing some. It might add up to 10 to 40 hours because they might do 10-hour days. All right, for 4 days a week and get 3-day weekends. All right, but some countries are only doing 34 hours, but getting paid to the equivalent as if they did 40 hours. When I started looking into it, all right, these are all countries in Europe. Okay, and I was asking him. I said, "Damn, well, why the fuck you ain't working over there in Europe then, man? That's where you from, Why you over here in America, busting your ass working 5 days a week for a 2-day weekend, when you could be out there in Europe, working 4 days a week, man, and getting and enjoying a 3-day weekend, everything pretty much starts in Europe first before it reaches America, even though America is glorified as the greatest kingdom in the world, right? The greatest country in the world. All these stupid ass Americans are proud to be Americans, right? But Europe pretty much sets the trends. That's where you get the term Eurocentric. All right, Europe is basically declared the center of the planet Earth. Okay, that's why the Prime Meridian line runs straight through London, England. Okay, which that divides the world into the two separate hemispheres. A lot of people don't even know that. You could be standing on one side of you could be standing on the western side of the Prime Meridian in England, in London, England, and be in the Western Hemisphere. And if you stand on the opposite side, the east side of the Prime Meridian, you're considered in the Eastern Hemisphere, making Europe the center of the world. That's where you get the term Eurocentric. Okay, and it's basically the trendsetters for the rest of the world. Now, as far as it ever being a 4-day work week here in the United States, if they ever going to try that, I highly doubt it. They might have plans to do it, but America and white society doesn't have a lot of time. Okay, and more so because the scriptures, according to the scriptures, America's Babylon the Great, which has the children of Israel, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, in captivity and confinement. Okay, all right, forced to work slavery, man. All right, so America's not going to take it easy on you jakes, man. All right, that's why the cost of living is going up because of hyperinflation. So not only do a lot of you jakes, you get the tail end jobs of society, the hardcore jobs, Department of Sanitation, garbage, right? Running the transit system, being correction officers in some of these prisons, to try to maintain police order in jakes in our people's own neighborhoods when our own people don't respect us. Okay, so being a black cop or Latino cop is believe it or not, is even more stressful than being a so-called white police officer, man. Because as a black police officer, they feel like they have to go all out to impress these so-called white cops, and at the same time, they're not respected by their own people. If a black cop comes to arrest a black man in this society, a black man, we're taught that our own people are our enemies, so they're gonna lack respect for a black police officer, and have more respect for a white officer because of the way we were taught racism in this society, man. All right, but the whole point of the matter is You know, it ain't I don't see it ever being a 4-day work week in America. Now, some companies might try to do that, okay, but it might be to their loss, you know, with this hyperinflation going on, all right. But more so because of what the scriptures say. And I'm gonna just bring the scripture out. This is the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction." That's right. The Lord said, "Arise ye and depart," talking about depart from the ways of America. All right, the philosophies of this society. Okay, embracing these wicked holidays that they have set up here in this society. You know, that's gonna basically lead to your destruction, man. You know, the American dream in which you have to sell your soul to Satan to make it to become super successful and obtain a big fortune and riches, carnal riches in this world, man. Okay, you have to do abominable acts, which is basically transgressing the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High found written in the Holy Bible, in order to basically make it super successful in this society, man. So the Lord said, depart from that mentality too. Okay, it says, "For this is not your rest." This place is not our rest. All right, we're not here to get comfortable, man. Okay, you know, so that's why you got some people out there working. You know, these jakes out here working 2 jobs. You know, they got side jobs and such, or what? Just to maintain a stable way of living. Not even to get rich or get that big house with the white picket fence, like they tell you, you know, the American dream. But just to maintain with the very little that they got right now. You got people out there that got to work 2 jobs. You know, you have your main job and then you have a side job. You got to go out there and hustle. All right. So this place is not our rest, man. You know, so it kills me when people sit there all over the world, believe this false ideology that America is the greatest country in the world. When you got countries in Europe, that are doing 4-day work weeks and giving their employees 3-day weekends, man. You know, now nowhere in white society are you going to be able to live comfortable. You know, because you got brothers out there in Europe, of course, and they still catching hell, man. They're catching just as much hell as the brothers out here in America, Babylon the Great. Okay, that's because they're under these curses, man. But nonetheless, you know, this place is not our rest. America, the word America basically means bitter. Okay, so we're basically in captivity here, man. You know, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 25. It says, "And he shall speak great words against the Most High." Yeah, and the so-called white man has done that. You know, he speak great words against the Most High. All right, because they don't believe in the Most High. Okay, you know, you got these proud devils. You know, because that's really that pride speaking. You know, wherein the so-called white man is constantly belittling the Most High. You know, belittling the Son of the Most High, Yahweh Shah, who the world ignorantly calls Christ. Okay, they speak great words against him, words of blasphemy. All right, and it says, "And shall wear out the saints of the Most High." And that's what they're doing. They're wearing out the saints of the Most High. Who are the saints of the Most High? The Israelites, the nation of Israel. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Every last one of you, man. You know, from the brothers who are the servants of the Most High, who are of the elect, doing the work and will of the Heavenly Father, all the way down to a low-life, 2/3 rotten nigger in the street, polluting his community, man, and destroying his brothers and sisters, man. You know, robbing them, committing adultery, selling them poison, you know, promoting a false ideology of religion, you know. Nonetheless, they are still the saints of the Most High. Okay, because why? They come from that righteous stock. They come from the righteous seed, the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, and the so-called white man has worn us out as a nation. We're worn out. All right, you know, all the way through slavery, man. Our people have been worn out, man. All right, our fathers have been worn out. Here, 2022, going into the next year, 2023. All right, our people are still worn out. Like I said, working two different jobs, man, just to maintain a living. Okay, But like I said, out there in Europe, you got certain countries that are doing 4-day work weeks, man, and it's pretty, and they know that it's healthier on the mind, it's healthier on the physical aspect, and it's healthier on the mental aspect. Okay, when when you got people working working less and getting more time to rest. Okay, now the scriptures tell you that we're supposed to work 6 days a week. Okay, that's the curse that befell Adam. Okay, working 6 days a week, and you keep the Sabbath day holy. So it's supposed to be 1 day of rest. Okay, but guess what? The scriptures also tell you that as time went on from the time of Adam, our stature started to decrease. So we're not as strong as Adam was in the men in the ancient world. We're not as strong as those men were. Why? Because our people are being more and more polluted. GMO food, the air is polluted, the seas are polluted, the very soil that you plant crops in is polluted. Okay, the animals that have to graze on the crops that we plant are polluted. It's a chain effect. Okay, so the foods that we take in, and then on top of that, being overworked, all right, having to work 2 jobs and such, that decreases our stature. The expectancy of life has decreased, right? Especially during the time of Adam. When you look at the sons of the Most High, okay, men used to live to roughly 500 to 900 years old, man. Okay, going back to Methuselah, 969 years old, who was the oldest man to ever live. Okay, all right. So the saints of the Most High, you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? You blacks, Puerto Ricans, Jamaicans, Mexicans, okay? You've basically been worn out, man. Through poverty, stress, depression, okay? Broken down families, no one respecting you as a man, no fathers in the household, okay? This is the curses that befell us, man, which proves the Holy Bible, a book of prophecies and truth. All right? It reads on to say, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until the time and dividing of time. All right? And that's the so-called white man, constantly changing the laws, through legislation, right? And changing times, man, right? We're about to go into 2023. In the middle of the dead winter, they about to start a new year. Okay? This man is known for doing that, man. Then you get daylight saving time, where you gotta turn the hour hand in the clock back, or turn the hour in the hand of the clock forward. All right? Daylight saving time, all that bullshit, man. This man is the devil in every aspect of the name of it, man. All his ways and actions prove it, man. Okay? Right? January 1st, which goes back to the Roman god Janus. Okay? Matter of fact, let me read a little bit about this fucking demon, man. Okay? Janus, where you get the month of January from. And of course, the first day of January is determined the new year. It's determined New Year's Day, according to the Gregorian calendar, which is the calendar that we're under today. All right? That's New Year's Day. And who was Janus? Janus was a god. He was basically he's a false god in Roman mythology. He's known as the gatekeeper. All right? I'm going to read this real quick. This is from AndersonLock.com. It says, in Roman mythology, Janus was the god of doors, gates, and transitions. Okay? So from transitioning from one year to the next year. All right? Janus represented the middle ground between both concrete and abstract dualities, such as life and death, beginning and end, right? The beginning of a new year and the end of last year, right? Youth and adulthood, rural and urban, war and peace, and barbarism and civilization, all right? So he was basically the middle factor. That's what Janus represents, the god in Roman mythology, all right? And people ignorantly go out there, through another god, a Roman god, Bacchus, right? Where people indulge in, drunken activities, which Bacchus is the god of wine and agriculture. Okay, so people gonna go out there, get drunk, drive, crash their fucking car, and destroy families, right? Destroy other people on the road, and possibly even kill themselves, man. A lot of that goes on, man. Or do stupid shit when they get drunk, have fights, and wind up getting killed, or wind up hurting somebody because they overdrinked, and they might wind up killing somebody and wake up the next day in front of a judge being read a whole fucking host of charges, but they blacked out off of indulging in too much drinking. Okay, that's the type of shit that happens during New Year's Eve transitioning into New Year's Day. Okay, Bacchus, all right, and the Roman god Janus, all right, which is our Roman mythology. Okay, let me see. This is Janus right here. See if y'all can see this on my phone. That's what he looks like. All right. It's a Roman mythological god, two-headed, one head pointing east, one head pointing west, which symbolizes him looking towards the past and him looking towards the future. All right. Okay. Last year was the past, and the new year to come is the future. And Janus represents that middle passage. Okay, the gatekeeper. All right. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 16. It says, "Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay." All right. And the so-called white man has turned everything upside down, starting a new year, like I said, in the middle of the winter, in the middle of the dead, which proves that he's Satan, man. All right. Proves that he's Satan, and their actions and workings are done in the dark, because the winter time is the darkest times of the year, of the season. Winter is a dark season. Okay, when does the winter solstice come in? December 21st. All right, which is basically the darkest day of the year for 3 days, from the 21st, 22nd, and the 23rd. Okay, it's 3 days of complete darkness, man. All right, or the darkest days of the year. Okay, but yet the so-called white man celebrates these days, man. And pays homage to them. Right, which a lot of people celebrated last week. Now you got the people ignorantly honoring Janus on New Year's Day, January the 1st. Okay, and Bacchus by celebrating these festivities of the transitioning into a new year. All right? So the so-called white man has turned everything upside down. This is not the right way to do things, man. The right way to do things is according to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah's laws, man. And the new year starts during the time of Passover, man. When the daylight starts, around the time when the daylight starts to take over the night. See, seasons change, man. All right, seasons change. That's why the Lord gave us the sun, moon, and the stars. Genesis 1:14 tell you that the sun, moon, and the stars are signs for seasons. Okay, all right. You have spring, which is the spring equinox, meaning equal nights, when it's 12 hours day and it's 12-hour nights. Okay, now the Lord's Passover comes in a little bit before the spring equinox. Okay, and that's basically when the new year starts. Not in the middle of the dead winter in the night, okay? Because these people are going to get drunk at 12 midnight, and when the ball drop, that's when they're going to cheer, and it's going to be a heavy vibration going on in the world, man. Honoring the Roman mythological god Janus, all right? It says, "Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding?" All right, and that's the so-called white man. The so-called white man doesn't give any credence or any reverence to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, they blaspheme him. They constantly teach religion, which the Lord doesn't deal with religion. Okay, and they push out the vibration of doubt of His very existence, man. Okay. So the so-called white man is the devil, no matter how you look at it, man. All right? The nation of Edom, you so-called white people. All right? So, I'm going to end this video on that note. I spoke long enough. This video is 20 minutes in. I try not to make these videos too long because I know Jake got a short attention span. All right? But, Abaratazah, I'll see you in the next one. Shalom.